Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, ladies and lurkers, welcome. So today's Feminine School video is all about the very slick and the very trickster ways on how to spot a man who is looking for a freebie and a bargain in women. So ladies, when dating and getting to know men on a romantic level, you must learn the feminine skill of how to spot when a man is trying to lowball you and or test your worth and your non-existent standards. So your first line of defense, as many of you have already learned on this channel, is that you should always be avoiding low-value men, dusty men, narcissistic men, skinny cows, and men who are perpetually unemployed. These men are automatically not good candidates for high-value dating, and especially are not good for marriage, as these men will always lack the provider and protector gene that is necessary for success in marriage. But these low-value men are perfect for women who are bored and women who are looking for short-term pleasure or for low-value attention, and women who want their time and their energy to be wasted and squandered. Now, for those of you who don't know, a skinny cow is essentially a stingy or a withholding man, or is a man who does not have it to give, but who is always a greedy man who intends on taking more than he gives. And this includes taking your time, your money, your energy, and your slice of heaven all on your dime. So ladies, it is very important to understand that men who have nothing, or men who have nothing going on for themselves, or men who have very little to offer, can be very crafty and very creative and very strategic in getting over on women who lack standards and women who don't know what they want and women with low self-esteem and women who view men as the prize. So here are the very common games and Jedi mind tricks that skinny cows, dusty men, narcissistic men, and broke men use to get over. Number one, and this is a very popular one, going Dutch. Ladies, many men will guilt women into going half on a date because many modern women have been taught that dating is about being equitable and fair. But in romance, love is not fair, as it is a man's job to audition for the woman of his dreams. When a woman sees herself as the prize, it is a man's job to impress, to flatter, and to court you and to prove that he is a gentleman and a provider and a worthy husband. And this is a non-negotiable in the feminine realm. Number two, cheap, low cost, and low investment first dates. These are your coffee dates, church dates, a walk in the park dates, going running, working out at the gym dates, and places where a man will otherwise not have to spend a dime or a red cent are the crafty ways that broke, stingy, and or cheap men will use to avoid spending on you. Number three, asking you to cook him dinner. Strategic wise, many crafty men will use the con of getting a woman to prove herself to him instead of him proving himself to her. And you throwing down in the kitchen is usually a low value man's way of getting a woman to prove her value and her wifey skills to him. And this trick will always put a man in a position where he is the coveted prize. Number four, role reversal. Role reversal is basically a man who expects his woman to financially provide for him while he kicks up his feet. And there are many women who are more than willing to provide for men to have companionship, even though this power dynamic is a disaster and a car crash waiting to happen. Number five, flattery. And this is a big one and a very triggering one for women to hear. Flattery is the word salad that is often used by low-value men to gas a woman's ego into believing that she is the best thing since sliced bread. And this strategy is particularly effective on women who do nothing to gussy themselves up. And it also works on women who 1,000% neglect themselves or who have completely let themselves go. Because all women have vanity and all women want to be told by men that they are desirable and beautiful even when they are walking around in a soup-stained t-shirt and sweats. Low-value men who cannot provide will use flattery because a lot of women are starving and are desperate for attention and will do anything to not be invisible in a man's eyes. Number six, the comparison trap. Ladies, a man comparing you to his ex or the other women that he is currently dating is a strategy that is otherwise known as triangulation. Triangulation is when a man puts a woman in competition mode with other women by making himself the prize, and women fall for this trick all the time. but a feminine woman knows that a man is not the prize. Ladies, if a man wants you to compete for him, it means that he expects you to chase him, and women who chase men are completely in their masculine, so do yourself a favor and walk away. Number 7, he guilt or shames you for wanting material things. Again, this is a common test and a very effective strategy that is used to make a woman feel guilty for wanting nice things and or for wanting a better life. Ladies, there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting diamonds, gold, trips, nice restaurants, fancy bags, or living an elevated life. And no, this does not make you superficial, and you do not get bonus points up in heaven or in the afterlife for being poor or for suffering while you are here on earth. Number 8, do yourself a favor, and this is a huge one. Stop trying to make a poor man or a broke man a provider, and stop getting angry at a poor man who has a poverty mindset for being poor. Ladies, and I want you to listen carefully, a poor man has to be internally motivated to work on bettering himself, and unless you are interested in reparenting him or becoming his mother, please allow poor men and destitute men to figure out their lives on their own. The masculine ego is very fragile, and men do not like to be fixer-upper projects because in the end, the woman who dusted him off and cleaned him up will be the woman who will never stop reminding him about it every 5 minutes. Number 9, men who get angry when they spend. Ladies, men who get angry with women after they spent on a first date are men who view women as transactional or quid pro quo. So men who get angry or who express frustration after they've spent on a romantic night out are using emotional manipulation, intimidation, and coercion to force a favorable outcome for themselves, which in essence makes them low value and self-focused and selfish. And ladies, you do not owe a man your virtue for courting you and for being what he is supposed to be, and that is a gentleman. Number 10, he stops calling and pursuing you. Men who stop calling and pursuing after they've courted you are sending you a clear message. They are either not interested or they are seeking role reversal, which means that they want to be chased. So do not fall for this very common Jedi mind trick by turning into a man's mother, because you are not looking for a son. You are looking for a man and or a husband. Number 11, a man who uses the spirit of confusion. This is a man who verbally says one thing, but whose actions are contradicting. Men who act confused on how to be a provider are men who are usually playing a game of hoping that you will give them a chance or your slice of heaven in spite of the lint in their pockets and or their inability to impress you. Number 12, recognize any cheap, stingy, or emotional withholding qualities that you may have within yourself. Ladies, cheap and stingy people are usually attracted to each other. So ladies, if you want a man to spend, then you must start by spending on yourself, starting with your hair, your nails, your makeup, your closet, and your home. And lastly, number 13, insecure men. Insecure men or men who feel inadequate are often very predatory and will use women who have low self-esteem as a whipping board to mistreat, to abuse, malign, and otherwise treat women very poorly. And that is what this channel is for, to help women to increase their self-esteem and to elevate their feminine self-worth and to elevate themselves to the highest pedestal by using the feminine principle. And as a bonus, number 14, women who lead with their accomplishments. Ladies, there is absolutely nothing wrong with being successful, but please do yourself a favor and stop bragging about it to men, because all you're going to do is attract low-value men who are looking for a come-up, for a sofa, or for 3 hots and a cot. So that is all that I have to say on this for now. When a woman does not know who she is or what she wants, she will attract a low-value dusty who will use every trick in the book to hold you back and to ensure that you are living a low-value life just like he is. So ladies, have you ever been on a low-value or a cheap date, and would you allow a man to use a Groupon coupon to court you? And as always, I look forward to reading your amazing comments below, and stay tuned for more Feminine School videos to come, and I will catch up with you ladies and you lurkers in the next one.